I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest on the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to Apply. All right, so today I am in Irvine, California at the Medical Innovation Forum powered by Octane, and my guest is Terry McCarthy. Terry, welcome to the show.
It's good to be here.
All right, we're in day 2 of the conference. We're kind of heading towards the tail end. Just have to ask, how was the conference for you so far?
I've been coming to this for many years, and every year I'm always very, very happy I came. It's really great how in the years that I've been coming, how much the industry continues to evolve. And it's, I think, very important to be here to keep your finger on the pulse of what's happening.
So then you've been coming for how many years would you say? Just roughly.
About 10.
Amazing. So this is only my second conference covering it. So I'm a newbie, but I love it. I cover conferences all around the world. And one of the things I've noticed here is just this amazing community of people coming together and exchanging ideas and deals being done. Frankly, I hear the chatter, right?
Exactly.
So what keeps you coming back?
Well, we're in the recruiting field. Really quick, my background actually was in medical device marketing for years. Mm-hmm. Worked in major, large Fortune 500 companies, and they went into the startup world. Once you get into the startup world with early stage companies, it's almost impossible to want to go back because it's so exciting. Yeah. And you're on the cusp of what's happening. Well, our last venture, we were left at the altar, unfortunately, for very many reasons, but I ended up making a pivot away from marketing and went into recruiting. And as a recruiter, we have now focused almost exclusively on early stage companies. So it's really important for us to be here, to see what's coming up, what's the next, what are the trends, and also to make connections. And we've made phenomenal connections here. It's really a wonderful opportunity to kind of not only keep your finger on the pulse, see what's coming down the pike, but actually meet the leaders and meet the folks who are making these changes happen. And it's been wonderful. It's been great for us to make these connections. So,
talk a little bit more about your business. And are there other industries you focus on, or is it only medical, or give us a little bit of a flavor for that?
Well, again, because my background was in medical device, it's the industry I know best. And when you're in a marketing role, especially when you're in a more senior level marketing role, you interface with every single function in a company. And I look at that and I'm thinking with the connections in medical device and the understanding of the industry, it's just been a natural progression to leverage that into recruiting.
Yeah.
So for better or for worse, we are pretty much focused in this industry. We sometimes venture out into pharma and some, and certainly biotech, but we have really narrowed it to life sciences.
Talk about the industry in general and life sciences. Like, what does the pool look like for talent?
Well, every year since we started, every year is different. And we literally started our recruiting firm in the depths of the recession in 2009. That's when we started recruiting. And it was interesting because companies always need talent. No matter what. They might not need as much talent, but at that time, heck, it was a great year for us when we first started because there weren't that many positions, but we had, candidates lined up out the door for every position that was open. So every year it changes. Right now, we have seen a little bit of a dearth, I guess, of investment, last year in 2003. In our opinion, and I think that folks would hold this up, but it is definitely getting better this year. It's really getting better. Things are happening. I think the elections have put a little bit of a question mark on it, and some companies are a little bit uncertain as to what's going to happen. But I'm very optimistic. We've been quite busy, and we look at the industry as being a little bit more robust. The presentations here of the companies, it's so fun to watch,
isn't it? All these ideas and all this ambition, and for me it was some of the things I'm like, that's already happening. What? And
exactly.
When did that happen?
Honestly, I'm always just awestruck sometimes. Oh my gosh, where were you when I needed? So that's what I'm saying. It's an industry that's always going to change. It's always going to evolve. There's always going to be people that are needed, and finding the right talent especially for early stage companies, is so critical. Yeah. Because you can't hide. When you're one of 5 or 6 or 10 or 20 employees, you've got to pull your weight. So finding the right people is critical, but this is such a hotbed of talent. It's amazing.
What kind of roles did you focus on? Like, what kind of roles are you seeing?
Well, we're a little different, and for better or for worse, we are primarily a contingent recruiting firm. People are always surprised, thinking, well, that's interesting. We started that way, and I've pretty much kept it that way, and the reason is it is attractive to early-stage companies. If you're a company and every penny is important, you can't go in and say, we'll find you a vice president of regulatory, and we're going to charge you a 50% fee or a 35% fee. You're going to pay us regardless if we fill it. They can't afford that. We go in, and I know this sounds so ridiculous, but I like to say that we offer retained level recruiting on a contingent salary. We don't get paid unless we fill the roles. We do, often charge a small fee up front just to make sure we can make the investments we need to for the search. But truly, we offer a very affordable solution for companies other than retained. You asked us what kind of positions we fill. We fill positions across all functions, from mid-level engineers to C-level executives. And I think that's what's made us successful. Companies need that. So
talk a little bit from the side. We've talked from the company side. Talk a little bit from the candidate pool side. How does that work? Like, how do you build those relationships?
It takes time, and there's a lot of different programs out there. A lot of talk about AI and social media and different platforms. And yes, good sophisticated recruiting firms do that. And we do some of that. But I'm going to be honest and say a lot of it comes from relationships. And a lot of it comes from knowing what other companies are doing, knowing where candidates are not as happy as they should be, or knowing if changes are coming down the pike. And really just doing a lot of reach out. And over the years, we have put together a pretty deep database of candidates. And as a matter of fact, I've got a candidate right now that is in final stages of interviewing that years ago, we placed him at another company. But 12 years later, things have changed at that company. They got acquired, and guess what? He's now looking for another job. So those relationships and long-term understanding with other folks, it's important.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of people that do have a niche because of that exact reason. Because what'll happen is over the decades, when the next person's going to go to another job, like it's almost like in real estate. It's off the market listing, so to speak.
But you know what? Honestly,
that's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is. It is, and you don't get that unless you've got those relationships. And also, we've been incredibly blessed. We have some really good connections, and I'm part of a networking group of medical device executives, and I get referrals all the time. I've got a really good friend who just got laid off. He's a vice president of operations, and can you help him? And I'll reach out. We'll have a nice conversation. We might not have a position open for that gentleman today or that woman today, but who knows what's going to happen, next week.
Yes, so. Love it. The final question. So if somebody's listening or watching this and they want to follow up and learn more about your firm, how do they do that?
Absolutely. The company is called Prodigy Search Group. You could reach out to me directly at McCarthy at prodigysearchgroup.com. Our website is prodigysearchgroup.com. Would love to talk to anyone who's interested, whether it's in finding a position or finding a wonderful candidate for their company.
Amazing. And for everybody at home, just so you know, we'll put the links to the website in the show notes so that you can just click on it and head right on over. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day, we're bringing you new content, new ideas, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way in your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And again, thank you so much, Terry, for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure.
This is fun. Thank you.